Howdy y'all, Fuzz Z Biker here. We are in the vintage bike shop area, one of the vintage bike shop areas of Baxter Cycle in the mighty metropolis of Marnie, Iowa. Check out this absolutely beautiful motorcycle I found in here. They are going to try to get this thing running. If they do, we are going to try to ride it. Not today, of course. It's raining like mad outside. We're actually under a thunderstorm watch. But look at this thing. This is a 1947 KSS 350 Velocette. Absolutely gorgeous motorcycle, you know. Just the details are just wow. So at the heart of it is this 350 engine. And what's really cool about this, see this right here? This is a bevel drive up to an overhead cam system. So two valves, you know, runs off of here, up this shaft, runs a camshaft. So 1947 camshaft already. And Velocette actually did that. I think they did that in the 30s, maybe even earlier. But they're known for this kind of thing. So it's a really unique thing. You know, this is aluminum, of course. I think this might be too. It looks like it is. There's your access points. Look at this little carburetor, little itty bitty carburetor. They notched it out here to fit around the tank. We'll go around and look at the other side here in a minute. This is the drive for the, so off the engine, this is the drive for the magneto right there. Little transmission back here, I think it's the 4-speed. Kickstart right there. Generator over here. Isn't that just a beautiful thing? Very organic, very, you know, this is a very early thing. Check that out. You know, the old, everything is just beautiful, absolutely beautiful. So this is the, so it's a dry sump engine. This is the oil tank. That means there's two oil pumps. The scavenge pump scavenges oil out of the bottom of the engine, pumps it up through a tube in the bottom here, up into this, they call it a, I can't even say the word, froth tower. And it hits in here, lets the oil out, and the oil kind of makes its way back into there. That way you don't get any foaming in the tank itself, or less foaming. The oil collects in here, runs down to the backside of the pressure pump. The pressure pump, as it needs it, takes the oil and pumps it into the, maintain the pressure for the rest of the bike. Really a neat design, isn't it? You know, it's about as true early motorcycle as you can get. Look at that big old shift lever. There's the linkage back there. It's really quite a machine. It's really quite a machine. This is an oil shut off here, so you can shut your oil off when you get parked. So part of your starting up routine would be to turn that back on, just like your gas. There's the gas on and off right here. Just a gorgeous thing. Let's take a look at the other side of the engine, and we'll get to the rest of the bike. This is a chain generator drive. There's a regulator right there. I'm assuming that's a regulator. I'm guessing it's 6 volt. The other side of the magneto. Here are some oil lines. This is pressurized oil going up to the top. And that's where the cam would be, somewhere in there, and the valves. And right here is the spark plug, of course. This is the float bowl for the carburetor over here. Let me see if I can give you a light on that. There we go. The thing right there is a carburetor float bowl right there. The battery right there. The other side is the oil tank. Primary drive, that's covered in tin. That's not a cast piece, but a stamped piece. I already told you about the generator drive right there. So this thing, the clutch is on the inside in here, and this drive sprocket is actually on the outside. So chain drives a clutch, and then on this side of the clutch is the drive sprocket, and that's kind of an unusual thing for a bike back in the old days. Actually, even in modern days. This is an air pump for the, you know, if you get a flat, back in the old days, that was a very common thing, of course. Something interesting about this bike, it's got a side stand. And, you know, a lot of bikes have these, but older ones, they're not so common. A lot of them would have this back stand like this. I was looking at this, and the back stand is actually bolted in place. You loosen these and that'll fall down. I don't know if that's the original system, if that's how something's been modified for that. But speaking of stands, there's a stand for the front tire also. So if you got a flat, you'd undo this, put this up, that'd jack your tire up in the air, and you'd be able to do your work. Same with the back. On the back, you can also unbolt the fender to get this off if you had to get the wheel off. Do any of that stuff. The mechanical brake system right here. There's the arm right here. I'm not sure what this is. Oh, that's a spring. Okay, that is a big old spring for the for this. Over here, the electronics of the day. For the brake light. Look at this thin little rod here to run to the drum brake on the back end. Here's your torque rod. I think that's what that is. But just look at this. Isn't that just amazing how it all goes together? Massive taillight on the back there. Look at that. Just an amazing thing. seat. I don't know if I can show you down here. You can see the network of springs in there for the seat. Can you all see that? And you can see those kind of in the top here. You can feel them at least. There's a Velocette. They make bicycle seats nowadays too. Little Velocette knee pad right there. Just all kinds of goodies over here. The horn right there. You can find a brand. Lucas. Yeah, Lucas horn. Chain on the outside, of course. Coming around to this side again. The famous Velocette style muffler. You know, I always wondered, you know, were the holes on both sides? No, they're only on the outside. On the inside, they're not there. See, so you've got the fishtail on the back and the holes on this side. Quite a deal, quite a deal. Let's see, what is this? That is a foot peg. Ha ha! I did not notice that on the other side. Let's see. Yeah, there's a foot peg on the other side too. Y'all see that? I'll be. Well, there's no back seat, so that's for one brave passenger, I suppose. Yeah, a foot peg. Isn't that something? Chain adjuster right there. To adjust your axles, you can adjust your chain position. Looking back here at the, you know, look at that. Very interesting works. You know, like I said, 1947. Check that all out. So jumping over here to the front, so it's got the girder style front end. And we'll talk about this is adjust the tension, so you have, you know, you control your ride a little bit with that. There's a steering dampener up here. We'll get to that in a minute. This is the speedo drive. Runs off something on the inside of the hub. I don't know how that works exactly. Here's your brake cable. So your handbrake right here. Adjuster is right there, down here, and then you know I was looking at just it's so tiny by modern standards. You know, not sure if this is an inlet. Looks like it might be. I'm not sure what that is. Jumping around here, we've got the pedestrian splitter. Of course, everything is metal. Not sure what that is. This is a voltage gauge. Can you see the writing on there? It says when the needle is charged, or when the battery is fully charged, then the needle will barely move. Over here is off. Daylight, pilot lights, so you get just a low light and a tail light. Then you flick it over here all the way and you get the full headlight. Once the full headlight's on, you use this for your high lows. Right there. Your horns right there. I'm guessing the magneto is on, yeah, this side, and the choke would be on this side. So you'd be able to control the magneto right there. Well, maybe I got that wrong. With one of these, anyway. One's the magneto, one's the choke, and the other side would be the choke. So it's got one of those chronometric Smith gauges right there. There's a guy just up the road here that can repair old Smith gauges like this. He can put new glass, new face. He can fix the insides. He can crimp the whole thing. I mean, he can do anything. I'll put his website right above right now. Steering dampener right there. Check out the, you know, look at those grips. I don't know if those are, this is made in England. I don't know if those are original or not. That'd be a long-lived set of grips if it was. Flat cap. Just a gorgeous, gorgeous machine. Absolutely beautiful in every way. Now, let's see. What else can I show you on this one? So like I said, 1947 KSS with a 350 engine with an overhead cam. I want to take it in the other room. I'm going to show you something else really cool. And this one in here is also a 1947 KSS, but it's a different engine. And it's also in a Norton frame. Let me see the tag here. Right there. So it's a 350 engine, 1947 Velocette KSS 350 in a Norton 1955 Norton wide line frame. It's got a different front end on it. You know, I don't know what that front end came off of. We'll come around to the other side of it. And this is what we have over here. You know, it's a very different looking motor, but it's the same thing. Overhead valve, bevel drive to run the valve train. You know, the magneto over here. I don't see a generator on this one. There may not be a generator on this one. There's no headlight or taillight, so there wouldn't be any reason to. This bike is sold as a fixer-upper. It was turned into a race bike at some point. You know, it's missing the end. Oh, here you can see the clutch and then the drive gear on the outside. Isn't that neat? I'm not sure what that would be. Just a gorgeous thing. So Baxter's is kind of Velocette rich right now. This here is a 1966 500 Venom. It says 1956 Venom Clubman 500cc. And this one's been here for maybe a month. They just haven't got to it yet. Same muffler again. Looks a little fatter, a little heavier. You know, 500cc, magneto drive up here, kickstart of course, transmission right there, rear set foot pegs. Again, the oil tank over here. Toolkit. I didn't talk about the toolkit on the other bike. Here's a frothing tower right there on this one. Generator in the front. And we're not done yet. We're not done yet. There's one more over here. Let's see if I can find it. Let's see if I can find it. Here it is. This is a 1965 Velocette Venom Special, 500cc. You know, I think, is this the one? This was a daily rider for a guy. They bought this and another one. And, you know, it looks like it's been used quite a bit. I don't know if it runs or not right now. If it does, we'll try to get it running at some point and take it for a ride. Get over here to the other side. Check that out. Isn't that something? These are very interesting machines. Yesterday I rode the Velocette Clubman Venom. I can't remember. It had the full fairing on it though. And I don't see that in here today. I don't know if that got sold or if it's been pushed into another part of the complex. Maybe you guys recognize some of these. There's the Velocette we talked about earlier. Beautiful Triumph. Beautiful Triumph. That's a 1969 it says. 70 over there, the pair of 70s. We rode this one the other day. This is that 1970 Victor Special 441. That was a great riding bike. I'm just going to stick my head in this door right quick. Ah, there it is. Another Velocette. It's still here. The price tag's off, but it may be sold. Now, that was an interesting bike. I did ride this. That's the original fairing. Came with the bike. It's got the Clubman bars. I've had several crotch rockets in my life. This is more extreme than any crotch rocket I've ever sat on. It's really quite a machine. 500cc single. Very, very interesting motorcycles. Look at this. This is a Royal Enfield 750 Interceptor. I'm not sure what year that would be. 1969. Check that out. Series 2. Ooh, Series 2. Nifty. This just came in, and I don't really know anything about it yet. I do know it has a Weber carburetor. Check that out. All right, we're getting carried away here. Hey, if y'all are interested in any of these motorcycles, if you need a new or used Royal Enfield Triumph, classic British bike, there's over 100 classic British bikes just in this room alone, and there are more. If you need parts, accessories, thingamajigs, doodads, Baxter Cycle is the largest supplier of vintage British motorcycle parts, say that 3 times fast, in North America. Get a hold of these guys at Baxter Cycle, baxtercycle.com right there. Make sure you tell them Fuzzy Biker, that's me, sent you. Tell them hi from me. Ask for Randy, he's the one that can help you out. He can help you out with any of these things. Look at these hundreds of gas tanks. And as many as there are in this room, there are hundreds more. They've got an amazing, I'm carrying on. It's a rainy day out there. This is the point where I usually tell you how I'm going to go motorcycle riding, but it's, I don't know if you can hear the rain on the steel roof up here, but I'm not going to go motorcycle riding, but if you all can, get out there and ride, my friends. Life is good. Wahoo! Once you get used to it, it's pretty easy. Pick it up and you click yourself back to first. There you go. Nice. If you go into a parking lot and do that, people look at you like, what?